is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council Tuesday, January 31st. We have approval of minutes from January 17th, the special and regular meetings.
Okay.
Mr. President, before we get started,
Yes,
I'd
Mr.
like
Kerr.
to add two resolutions to the agenda for an add to consent for discretionary expenditures, 3,000 for myself, from Corey, also from you, for UJ Robinson to support their immediate need. It will require 3 votes to add.
Okay. We can do it towards the end. I think she's gonna need to get a number, right?
I got it.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That's Mr. Days.
And I would like to add this matter we've all heard about from the Mobile Infirmary to replace a couple of people on the.
Scaffold.
I thought that was on there. It's on the one online.
Is it
Yeah, on the scaffold. Well, she's, that's what she's doing now. She's putting it
Okay,
on.
on the scaffold. Yeah. Okay.
And Mr. Woods wants to add one too, right?
Yeah, we can get it towards the end of the meeting.
What is it?
Okay. She's, it's a request from, procurement for a fire truck emergency.
We can get it towards the meeting.
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on March the 4th. This is on Westbury Drive from 3 p.m. until 10 p.m.
Scott.
Okay. February 3rd on Moffett Road from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr.
I was trying to say Director Batiste. Have you received any complaints or any issues with the audio fabrication? They've been having events there on Fridays. Have you received anything or know anything?
I haven't received anything, but if you allow me to check between now and 10:30 meeting, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Is this the same guy?
Mhm.
Director, we have had some calls a while back from neighbors who live, I guess, west of where this is. And I know former captains have been by there to talk with the owner about it, but that was before they were actually asking for waivers. They were just doing it. So, you might want to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
February 19th on Berkeley Avenue,
No issues.
February 19th on Dolphin Street,
No issues.
April 22nd in Cooper Riverside Park,
No problem.
April the 8th on Melville Bonner Park.
No problem.
Public hearings today is a public hearing to declare the structures at 1056 Etta Avenue and 1408 Linwood Drive public nuisances and ordering them demolished. Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Harry Tiefert wants to present a qualitative growth versus quantitative economic community growth presentation to you all. Valenia Green is requesting help for homeless women and housing issues. Sabrina Mass, annexation and recent suspension of Mobile Fire Rescue Department Captain Jane Bartlett Ninsdale provide updates on the Mobile County City County Youth Council's workshop. Reggie Hill, Mobile Civic Center, annexation and public safety. Ordinance is held over 64004, rezone property located at 1710 Dolphin Island Parkway from R1 and B2 to B2. 64005, rezoning property located on Old Dobbin Drive North from R1, R2, and B1 to R1.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, there's no issue with this, but this property is actually not at 6712 Old Dobbin. This property is actually sits west of that subdivision that they're going to create another subdivision at. It's Milk House Creek area. So a little bit misleading and that it's got this address, but we have had community meetings. There's no issue. I don't expect any issue this morning, but we just need to make sure that I want to make sure with planning that we've got the right location and that we are not rezoning 6712 Old Dobbin is R1. It's a residential house there from what I'm tracking.
So does, I guess our attorney, do this need to be corrected in any kind of way or what?
Mr. President, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it.
Well, who's from? So no, I'm saying, oh, Margaret not here.
Say,
Just looking for, is Margaret not here?
Pappas?
Yeah. No,
Which one?
Margaret Pappas.
yeah, anybody?
No.
I'm pretty sure she's watching if you call her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from the administration and really find out, do this need to be changed, you know?
Oh,
Let me call Mark Pappas before the 10:30, but if you're not correctly identifying the parcel that's being rezoned, then we need to correct it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
consent resolutions held over 40, 1037, 1065, 1066 are declaring structures at 2010 Tucker Street, 59 Alexander Street, 1160 Congress Street public nuisances and ordering them secured and demolished.
Mr. President, David, 1160 Congress Street, did have the owners contact you?
No, at this point, there was some discussion that they were going to get a demolition permit to demolish the entire structure, but they have not done that. The city would like to go forward with partial demolition of the addition that is collapsed and secure the main structure. And that's where we are today. And I recommend that we move forward with that declaration to partially demolish the addition and secure the main structure.
I'm all in favor of that. Let's move forward.
And
Mr. President?
Well, one more
Okay.
question.
Okay.
What about cost to the owner? We're going to assess that to them?
yes, I'll direct cost of this nuisance abatement would be at the end, a resolution for fixed cost resolution will come before the council. Yes.
And have you spoken to the owner about that yet? I'm pretty sure she'd be grateful.
Well, at this point, we're not at that phase, so those discussions will be a little premature, but yes, it is spelled out in the notices that we presented that it could end up in a lien on the property.
Thank you.
And Mr. Penn?
Yes, 2010 Tucker Street. Have you spoken to the owner? I talked to him on yesterday. And they're right now, of course, he had people out there start raining, but he said he's in the process of getting some work done. Have you spoke with him?
I have not spoken with him, but we did field verify there is ongoing activity, and he did get a permit issued to him, so I would like to permanently table this,
Okay,
and we'll watch it in about 2 months, go back to revisit and see what his progress is.
all right,
And if we need to follow up with him at that time, we will.
okay. Did you get the email about hearts?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you. Yes.
And then also 59 Alex.
Resolutions held over 08083, approved purchase order to Vulcan Construction Materials for limestone. 08084, approved purchase order to AutoNation Ford for utility body trucks. 08085, approved purchase order to Stivers Ford Lincoln for Expedition. 08086, approved purchase order to ProTech Video for annual renewal of Eagle Eye camera software support and ALPR camera licenses. 08087, approved purchase orders for fuel for various city locations. 08088, approved purchase order to Mighty Light for dance floor kits for Convention Center and also for chairs for the Convention Center. 08090, approved purchase order to K&K Systems for solar power radar feedback speed limit signs. 08091, approved purchase order to TS Wall and Sons for flooring for the Fire Training Center. 21093, authorized contract with Goodwin Mills Kaywood for design and construction administration of a public safety training center. 21094, authorized contract with Tyndall Construction for line set repairs at the Sanger Theater. Ordinance is being introduced, 88006, ordinance approving the land exchange and authorizing the execution of land exchange agreement between the Board of School Commissioners of Mobile County and the City of Mobile.
President, just to make sure I'm tracking, is this for the warehouse over here? Okay, thanks.
Clerk?
Consent resolutions being introduced, 03096 and 097 are reappointing Sandra Wiley to the Mobile Library Board and John Pritchett to the Mobile Civic Center Advisory Board. 40098, 099 are declaring the structures public nuisances and ordering them demolished. 58-100, assess cost for removal of weeds, Wheatland Group 1631. 6101, 6101 is approving award of special bonus to Administrative Services Employee of the Month. 6102, 103, 104, 105 are determining appropriations to Trinity Gardens Community Civic Club, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of South Alabama, Inc., and Regency Park Homeowners Association, Providence Foundation Festival of Flowers, serve a public purpose and approving payment. 46
Yeah,
120.
Mr. President,
Oh,
yeah, we need to correct 60-104. That should just be Regency and delete the park.
okay.
We need to make sure that that's going up the right way as well, or that's going to get stopped, or it's going to be corrected eventually.
Okay. 46 126, correct the spelling of Winbush Street. 37 127, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license to the Friendship House Corporation, 57 North Broad Street. 03 128, this is one that we're adding. Concur in the reappointment of Michael Holland and appoint Patrick Murphy to the Infirmary Special Care Facilities Financing Authority of Mobile. And we're also adding 60 129, which is an appropriation, determine appropriation to UJ Robinson Center serves a public purpose and authorizing payment.
What number was the appointments?
03 128. Resolutions being introduced. 01106, authorize a project agreement between the city and Adams Street property.
What's the agreement?
Good morning. This project agreement concerns the development and expansion of the Gulf Distributing Facility located at the former Press Register building. I think y'all are familiar with that project. This is relocating and expanding the distributing operations from their current location to this downtown location. It includes about 22 or $21.25 million in CapEx and 245 total jobs, which is a 25 job headcount over their current job total. The city is incentivizing this project, not with cash, but with regard to about 2.95 acres of property, which will allow them to utilize this site for parking and make it a functioning site for their operation. This land incentive is directly tied back to the ordinance, which was on the agenda, which y'all looked at earlier with regard to the property that's being swapped from the school board. So this property will be the property directly behind the existing Gulf facility. So we're presenting this project agreement for you today because the project is worked up and ready to go. What we are suggesting is that in order to comply with 772 and the notice provisions, what we've done is get this on your agenda today for discussion. It will come back up again next week. We're going to recommend that you take it up and table it until after the project and the land finishes the subdivision and rezoning process, which I believe is set to go before planning on the 15th of February. After it completes that process, then the agreement will be appropriate to approve. It will have been on 2 consecutive agenda items for public comment or discussion. You can take it back up at that point.
No other issue.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Anyone else?
So really, we're not tabling it, we're holding it over
Holding
until
it
the
over.
date certain.
That's correct.
And that
Holding it over.
date certain is when?
February 15th.
The February 15th is when the planning commission will meet. I believe their process, they then have 7 days to send out
Whatever the
their
next
order,
Tuesday is.
and it will come back up for the rezoning
21st.
confirmation on,
The
before
following-
you, the following.
21st?
You're
22nd.
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 Ah,
Timeline work for you? Jay Watkins is here representing the company.
Good morning. What will happen is we've submitted the application to planning and zoning for this 3-acre site to be incorporated into the existing pressure register lot. That will be heard at the planning commission on the 15th of February. 7 to 10 days after that, we'll get our letter of decision, assuming that is approved. At that point, we will circulate the plat for signature by all the city people, engineering, traffic, planning. At that point, the subdivision is approved. We're also asking, because it's in the downtown development district, for this 3 acres to be combined, excuse me, and the whole site be rezoned into SDWH. And that process will come back before you. And so once the February 15th hearing is completed, it has to be noticed for the rezoning to be put on your agenda. So I expect that to probably be sometime mid to late March before that rezoning piece comes before you. The question, I guess, is do we want to hear the project agreement once the subdivision is approved, or would y'all prefer to have it all kind of tied together when the rezoning comes before you from the planning commission?
I would rather it all come at the same time. I was thinking last night, 28 February, but after hearing you today, it's going to be 28 March.
I think so.
Okay.
And I'll speak with planning and zoning between now and your next meeting and try to get a hard date. But I think a lot of that depends on when they get the notice in the paper. It may drift into the first week of April.
That's downstairs, guys. That's not up here.
All right.
Anyone?
So we're laying this over.
Yeah, they're gonna automatically lay off them
So this
for
just
a week.
goes over.
Yeah, they're gonna lay off for 1 week.
So next week
Then we'll.
Next week.
Then next week you'll pick your date certain, probably.
It would be a whole lot easier if you guys could formulate a date certain than
Correct.
kind of guessing.
Well, we're working with the developer on that now that they've got their timelines. We're informed of those yesterday. So, all right. Thank you.
so we're just going to lay over for a week and then next week.
Then next
try to put a date on it, right?
08. Resolution 08107, approve item-based bid for painting of Parks and Rec Department quarterly event books. I'm sorry, printing. I'm sorry, printing. 08108, approve item-based bid for approval for printing of banners, posters, and postcards for various city departments. 08109, approve purchase order to Game Time for surface repair materials and services for Henry Aaron Park, $15,460.
Hang on a second. This is at Andrews Street, right, Corey?
Yeah.
The surface that you guys are repairing, does it have a play structure on it?
Yes, yeah, I think it's that surface around the playground.
I just remember one of those surfaces being just empty. So they all have play structures now?
Best I know, yes. I can double check on that specific one.
And the reason why I was just asking because I know that we're dealing with a temporary relocation of a house. And in 97, when that park was built, the intent was for that park to have an interactive museum or piece with it. If you could go back and look at the drawings, I'm pretty sure that we still have those if we archived them, but that was the intent. And there was a location along that fence line that was left there for that, along with the use of some room in that bathroom to the left. So just a thought.
Hey, Lisa, can we go back to 108 on the postcards? Does that include us on the postcards?
Parks and
Correct.
Rec. Maybe just-
Strictly for Parks and Rec on the,
Mhm.
it said various city departments for postcards, banners, posters. So I wondered if that included,
Yes.
because we're trying to get a yearly contract for our postcards.
I think it also
John-
includes, some, I believe it also includes some information about, project stuff that we're gonna notify, local residents of project stuff, we do, postcards and things we put out to notify that, but I'm pretty sure the majority is Parks and Rec.
So, John, this doesn't include mailings
For the council?
for the council?
I didn't quite hear the question again, please.
08108, does this include the council mailings on postcard?
It does.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
So I guess, Barbara, just, we don't have to do this 5-week thing no more, just,
John, this is annual contract for these both buildings.
Yes, it is.
So we'll expedite that process. This will expedite it by awarding the bid.
Okay.
So we won't have to bid it out every time that y'all want to do a-
Right.
a meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. 08109, that is the purchase order for Hank Aaron Park for game time at $15,460. 08110, approved purchase order to game time for surface repair materials and services at Doyle Park, $28,924. And 08111 is purchase order to game time for surface repair materials and services at Medal of Honor Park, $28,359.48. 08112, approved purchase orders for fuel for various city departments. 08113, approved purchase order to Gray Bar Electric for parking lot, light fixtures and supplies at Medal of Honor Park, $16,378.92. 08114, approved purchase order to Harold's LLC for fertilizer for Azalea City Golf Course, $15,058.60. 08115, approved purchase order to World Class Athletic Services, Inc. for tennis court paint and repair materials, $34,500. 08116, approved purchase order to Stivers Ford for 16 crew cab pickup trucks for motor pool, $651,738. 21117, authorized contract with Mott McDonald Architects for Phase 1 engineering and design at the Africatown Welcome Center, $399,974.50.
Hang on a second. This is for the new architects, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How long, do we know how long they're gonna take?
We do, give me 1 second here, so, till about August or so, mid-August.
Is there a possibility of request of some type of correlation between them and AlDOT and that this street crossing thing that we've got going on out there where they're constantly on us? Plus, we know that the bridge is coming and the traffic increases in the design phase. Can we make it known that there are other issues that may affect them as we go down the road?
We can do that. I'll talk to AlDOT about it. And also, we're looking at other means of how people will go from there, either under the underpass around it or whether there's a pedestrian bridge built in the future. So both of those are the options that we're gonna look at, but I'll get with AlDOT.
I dropped in on that meeting last week, but I've been talking to AlDOT ahead of the meeting when I see those guys around a little bit. But it seems like the level of effort to make that work is going to be a little bit more than what we kind of think, you know what I mean? So just, we need to make sure that we take into consideration all moving parts as we build that welcome center.
21118, authorized contract with Barton Associates for structural wall replacement design at Sullivan and Langham Parks, $46,650. 21-119, authorized contract with Evan Terry Associates LLC for design services of new parking facility at the Mobile Civic Center, $850,000.
Questions, anyone?
Go
So-
back to the, sorry,
Ms. Gregory to Mr. Carroll.
118 on the structural wall. One of those is Langen. Which wall are we talking about at Langen? Oh, behind the Playhouse? Oh, okay. All right. So I was thinking the park.
Mr. Carroll.
I don't know what, you said design contract. They are aware that they are designing in form base, right? And that the skin of this has to be,
Yes.
okay, and just not a gray building.
That's why this firm was chosen, that they have vast experience in that specific thing. So that's right. They did most of the decks up at the University of Alabama. If you look at the parking decks up there, they don't look like parking decks, so they're very versed in that.
You know, I haven't been asking lately if our professional services contract have been checking the boxes for participation, or are we checking the boxes?
Yes, all of our procurements go through that process.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk?
31-120, authorize a grant application to the Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency in the amount of $1,421,630 for the fiscal year 2022 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. This is a 10% match. 31-1.
Mr. President.
Yeah, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, what is this going to do for us? I'm just curious. Is this for people? Is it for services? Is
Give us opportunity to replace heavy rescue truck and put us ahead of schedule.
thanks.
31-121, authorize a grant application to the Alabama Historical Commission for the fiscal year 23 Certified Local Government Grant Program, $13,600.80, 60/40 match requirement. 61-122, adopt the Community Housing Development CDBG Home and ESG 2023-24 action plans. 61-123, adopt an additional public service provider to CDBG 2023-2024 action plan Boys and Girls Club. 61-124, authorize settlement agreement and release of claims. Call for public hearings. 41-125, call for public hearing to rezone property located at 1459 Montlamar Court from B2 and B3 to B3, scheduled March 7th. Announcements.
Anyone, did you have
None, but 31-123, what's that 13.6 being used for?
13,000?
Yeah.
That's for the continued archival that we're doing with the historical group. They're doing digitization and archival.
So this is for the pictures and
Yeah, everything that they've got.
neighborhood walk-in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, back to 60-104. I was just notified Regency Park is the actual legal name for that HOA. So that does not need to be corrected. That's correct.
We have a request to add an item. This is from procurement. This is a purchase involves a trade-in credit for the city-owned E1 ladder truck in the amount of $1,052,024.
And we're looking at it when the resolution introduced, correct?
Yes, new resolutions.
So I could have two other council members. Okay. Anything from this council?
Did we add the UJ Robertson?
Yes.
Anything else from this council? Anything from the administration? We see each other at 10:30.
Please, I get an updated agenda with those added items.